Welcome to another episode of For the Fans, where tonight we are so excited to talk about the latest episode of Survivor 46, where unbelievably we have seen a record breaking fourth person in a row exit the game with an idol in their pocket. Fifth person overall, technically, because Randon also had an idol.
Sixth person. Jim also had an idol.
Jim also had an idol.
Yeah, six total.
Oh,
4 in a row.
holy nuts.
Craziness, y'all. So
I don't get this. Play the idol. If you found one, you'll find another.
Okay. So
Play the idol.
No, that's not true at all. And this is one thing that I do want to mention because you heard Q say it, man. They've been looking for like ever. And when I was talking, I happened to be at a Survivor watch party. And I talked to someone who found an idol. And they said that it's hard to find these things, man. And so, like, I think what happens is they find it, and then they like think that they're going to be able to read when they need to play it. And then I think they feel like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I mean, in this episode, we saw Maria tell Q, "You're gonna be fine. You might get 1 vote." He's like, "Okay, cool." Nothing seemed off from what he heard. So he's like, bet. All right, I'm going to be okay. Oh, no, I should have played it.
But hold on. The reason he said that, though, to you is that he was looking for days. But the guy didn't realize that there have been 6 people with 6 different idols along the way. That's why he's been looking for days and not finding it, because someone else got it before him. So been searching for that one idol that's been sitting there waiting for him. No, that idol's been in 6 different spots already.
So here's my thing is when it comes to the idols, and we'll talk about it more in a little bit, but all of these 4 that have been voted out with them in a row, they all knew they were catching votes. So like, that's what's unbelievable. Like, at least Jim was completely blindsided. Mm-hmm. Like, she had no idea. It wasn't a thing of like, hey, Jim, you may get a vote or 2, and she didn't play her idol. She was blindsided by everybody voting against her. So,
okay.
I don't know.
You guys really know how much
for Hunter and Venus, and Tiffany and
you two know how much I love a ranking. Rank 1 through 6. Who should have played it? Who number 6 is the most that got the most bamboozled. Number 1 should have definitely played this idiot. Go from 1 to 6.
Well, 1 to 5. Brandon.
Q knew he was
1 to 5.
Votes.
Give me the ranking. Give me the ranking.
It's Jim completely bamboozled. Then I'm going to say Hunter, because he genuinely was like weighing out the numbers, and he thought Tiffany was on his side because of how much she hated Q, and he misread 1 person. Okay. Then I'm going to say
Venus?
Maybe Tiffany, because she thought she could slip through another one. Then Venus, then Q. It's gotten worse every single time.
So, I might push Tiffany up because she was able to not use it once. Second is a little.
Right.
See, for me, I would go at 6 or 5. I would go Jim. 4, I would actually go Tiffany. Then
that's because you love her.
No, that's not why. Actually, I'll tell you why. Tiffany, Venus, Q, Hunter. Hunter's the worst because Hunter knew that the votes were coming his way by far, and he knew that it would be at best a single vote to swing. Like, he knew it was a single vote that it might not be. And so that's too close to call for me. You should be playing that idol. That's why he's the worst on the list to me, because he knew that how the numbers were bearing out. He was relying on just Tiffany's vote to not come his way. The reason I have Q next is because Q knows that his name has been out there a bunch. He said openly that if you win immunity, I'm playing this idol. And that's the way you should probably go. He didn't do it. They thought that he got people that hated him, like Liz, to vote out Charlie. That's ridiculous. Next, I would go Venus. Venus heard her name a bunch. She should have played her idol. Tiffany only knew that her name was out there because of the idol. She okie doked him the first time. She should have played it the second time, but since she did get the okie doke, I think that she thought that she would be okay and continue to slip through because that's the only time her name came up. And then obviously, like exactly like Kylie said, Jim had no clue that her name was even kind of out there.
I wish we got more Gem. She was a gem.
Yep. Oh, what could have been. All right. There is so much to talk about in this episode. So let's get into our top 4 moments. So, number 1, holding your enemy's hand. So, we once again get to see this interaction between Kenzie and Ben. And it's about, I mean, I'm not trying to like shit on Ben here, but about the only storyline we're getting with Ben is the anxiety. And I just think, no, I think it's an interesting thing because anxiety is something that so many people deal with. And I think it's an important thing to talk about. And it's great that Ben is able to use what his platform is, and unfortunately the little bit of the storyline that he is getting to bring awareness to anxiety and, you know, how to handle somebody that is having an anxiety attack. So
yes, all of that agreed. The only reason why we're seeing this is because this is going to be part of Kenzie's final tribal council speech. When Kenzie's in the final 3 with Liz and with Ben, and she looks at the jury and says, look, he just voted my name and I still held his hand. That's how I played this game. I made real strong relationships with all of you. Even if you went against me, I was still there with you as a human. And to me, that's the only reason why we're getting this storyline out of Ben, because this sets up the Kenzie win and the Sheldon win in our draft.
Okay, interesting. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it is, the purpose of it is probably to showcase more Kenzie and the kind of person that she is. And it's the little bit of storyline that we're getting about Ben. But we have this moment when they come back from tribal council where Kenzie is like, who wrote my name? And, you know, everybody last week was speculating like, oh, okay, well, wow, Ben, like he's got some nerves of steel because he wrote down Kenzie's name in case an idol was played. Like Kenzie was the backup plan. No, it's not. Ben just screwed up.
The amount of people on the internet that were like, masterful play by Ben. Like setting it up that way Kenzie takes the fall just in case. Man, genius. And then we come back and Ben's like, I blanked, dog. I blanked.
And it's like, how? It's so for this episode. I mean, for this season, like for Ben, who doesn't have a lot of agency in the game, to write down his number 1 ally's name by accident.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Don't get it.
And you know, I think this is really, really good on Kenzie's part, because if you tell me, like, I would probably accept it better if I'm the backup plan, and it like at least lets me know where I'm at. But if you're like, I blanked and I wrote your name down, I'm gonna be like,
oh no. If I told you, Kylie, you were the backup plan.
Kenzie even has the confession where she's like, he's either a really, really dumb liar or he's a really, really dumb truth teller.
Yeah.
But like either scenario, what the F? And so I was like,
but like if I told you that we wrote your name down in case Venus, I wrote your name down in case Venus played or shot in the dark or something, bro, like you would not be okay with that.
No, I'm not saying that I would be okay with either scenario, but like at least let me be a target, not just, hey, I blanked and you're the first name that I thought of to write down. There was 4 other people you could have chosen.
I knew you weren't getting any votes.
And I'm your number 1 ally.
I know, and I couldn't think of anyone else in your name, and I knew you weren't getting any votes.
Well, the only other reason is this fits with his brand. He's not in the game mentally. He's a little dopey. Like that's just who he is.
Sheldon, he should have finished it up with me writing down your name. That did not rock, and that's on me. and then you're like, oh, Ben, and then you keep it moving. Like literally, that's exactly what Sheldon said. It fits who he is. It fits the narrative, and Kinsey still is a human and has a human moment with them, and it doesn't change their relationship. And that's.
I think all of us would have done the same. Like, look, a person wakes up in the middle of the night, scared as hell. You hold their hand. You take care of them.
I think that's what I'm just probably not going to walk with you through the jungle in the middle of the night.
So like you would have never walked with him through the jungle, right? And that's one thing that I like. When I was watching this scene, I was laughing to myself because as me and Kiley are not normally in agreement on things. And we have been the last 2 weeks in terms of Liz and eating. And Sheldon has been hammering home how important the human element is. So then we sit here and we watch Kinsey be his human ride or die. As he said, it's gotten worse and it's been getting worse. And Kinsey's been there every night for him. I laughed because I was like, no wonder Sheldon picked Kinsey. He didn't know. But this is who Sheldon is right here. Kinsey, Sheldon, one and the same. He happened to find the human in this thing and not the game player. She's playing the game too, don't get me wrong. She's Mermaid Dragon. But she's playing the game, but she has really human elements to her. And I was like, yeah, Sheldon picked correctly. I've never seen a more simpatico pick than obviously, except for me and Tiffany after I picked her the second time. But I've never seen a more simpatico pick.
Look, there's something about her to me that you're right. There is something about she's home for some reason watching her on the screen. I'm not looking in the mirror. She's the most beautiful woman ever. I'm not the most beautiful woman ever. But there is something about her that is so real and authentic and down to earth and loving. And it's clear they gave us a little bit more backstory about her working since she was 15 years old. And look, if she wins, and I do think she's going to win based on what we're seeing, she's not going to be the best winner. She's not going to be the top 10, the top 20 winners of all time. She's not. I think she's played a good game that's going to get her to the best out of maybe a meh final three. And the truth is, that's a great way to play Survivor and cash $1 million check.
$1 million cash is the same if you're, Tony or Fabio.
Gabler.
I must say, this is generally my strategy when I play orgs. I know I'm not going to be the smartest strategist. I know I'm not going to be the sexiest. Well, maybe I am. But if I could do something at the end and maybe cut somebody that gets me to that top spot by the end, that's generally the way I like to play. And I don't know if this was her strategy coming in, because if you remember the first few days, the first few episodes of the season, she was really type A going hard. And something happened. She changed and she just became real Kinsey. And I can't wait to see her win. But
we're going to talk about the winner and the finale and everything else at the end. But I do think she has a very strong chance.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to say about this little moment?
I thought it was a good moment in general. Like you said, we're finally seeing Ben, and this is the storyline. But in reality, it really highlights Kinsey. And in her human moments, Kinsey looks the best.
Oh, she looks the best just walking down the street, no matter what moment she's at.
Relax.
I think she's gorgeous. I truly am I the only one?
And she announced on Mother's Day that she's about to be a mama. So congratulations.
Well, the $1 million will get a beautiful home.
Yeah, that baby's gonna have a nice little start to life. No, I'm kidding. All right. So moving on, how to properly choose people for a reward? ? Because we finally get to see another reward, and I do want to say, if there is any doubt that we still need rewards in the new era, this season should put a big old yes, please sign up for more of these in the future.
No, yes. I want less rewards.
All of these great moments from these rewards, we've gotten 3 episode defining moments.
The reward wasn't the moment. The choice was the moment. And that's what we need.
Right. The choice. Having to show your cards a little
give me immunity and a reward with immunity. You get the same reaction.
I don't have a problem how he combined them. That's that's great. And not just you know, you're going to get to choose one person, but I like doing it earlier where you're going to have to choose multiple people. So anyways, I like rewards. I like to see these picks. These have given us really great moments the last 3 episodes. And so we see Charlie winning this reward. And he's, hey, you're going to go eat Chinese food. I was like, I would pay money if he doesn't choose Liz again. That was terrible, y'all. I was like, I just really, really want this moment. But I figured Charlie also seems like a very nice, genuine person. I was like, there's no way he's not going to choose this poor girl. But then I'm also thinking, can she eat Chinese food? Like,
she could eat Chinese food.
You can't eat the noodles. You can't eat the rice. I'm pretty sure you're allergic to chicken. You're allergic to eggs. I'm about 90% sure you're allergic to vegetables.
Did you see her shoveling in those noodles? She ate some noodles, and don't forget, she pooped too, so she has room.
Yeah. So, yep. Time for Charlie to choose.
Time out. I did think that was the funniest contrast of having the very tender Kinsey scene with Ben, and then immediately following it up with guys. I had a bowel movement.
The editing, I think Survivor is getting better and better every year. Editing, and this episode is phenomenally edited. Like,
agreed.
We're going to talk about it in a minute. But yeah, 10 out of 10, really, really great to go, from like something really serious. And you're like, kind of how do you pivot from this? Do you just go to a commercial break and do you pick up, the next scene basically? No,
guys,
they make it.
I had a BM.
But this Survivor has become like you can have, a panic attack one moment and you got another person who's not had a BM in almost 3 weeks. Like, it runs all the gamut.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, it's wild.
Not pooping for 20 days? I can't either.
I don't really want to get into that very much. So let's talk about Charlie choosing his people for the reward. So, hey, you get to choose one person. And he says Liz. This was a great moment for Liz. She's finally going to get some food. And then, hey, Charlie, you get to choose one more. And Charlie very easily, even though this is a hard decision because he finds out obviously that love letters from your loved ones are on the line also. And that has to be hard when you're looking at the person that you've played the game with from the get-go, who is a mother, and you're looking at them knowing that you're probably not going to choose them. That does have to be extremely hard. But he says, I told myself coming into this that if I won, I was going to take the people that didn't get to eat pizza. And very simple, clean, except it's not.
And they made the arrangement with him and Maria that they will never take each other for a reward.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to get mad at you whenever you don't choose me. You're not going to get mad at me when I don't choose you.
Which, again, very smart.
A great decision-making between a duo. So I have seen some stuff on the Twitterverse today about which Maria gets so much hate, which I really, really dislike, and we will talk about it more in a little while too. But do y'all think that parents in general, but especially mothers, are a little more deserving of getting the letters from home than others?
No. We're playing a game, fam. We're playing a game. There is just because you have kids don't mean that I have parents. I want to hear from my mom. Kenzie has a business. She has a fiance. Maria's not more justified because she has children.
Yeah, but so I don't know. I don't understand the question, to be honest, Kiley. And the reason is
what I'm saying is there is some debate online is, are mothers, do they come across feeling a little more entitled to the reward of getting to hear from home than others? And do they deserve to actually have that reward?
So I'm going to ask you
I'm
that
asking
question.
for y'all's thoughts.
I want your thoughts because you're the only mother here.
I wanted to give y'all a moment first.
So my answer is probably from a game perspective, Kevin, but also I'm Kenzie, remember? And I have a heart. So yeah, give it to the mama.
Yeah, so I'm going to definitely come down on the side of absolutely not. I don't care if you have kids. I have a kid. Like, sorry, I would not just choose you because you have children.
But I will also say, Kiley, that as I was watching last night, I thought about you. And I thought,
yeah, I mean, my
would be
situation is
Kiley.
very, very different. And, you know, my husband and I talked about that, like seeing Maria's reaction where she is just beside herself. She is extremely upset. I told my husband, I was like, okay, obviously I would not even be able to go and do this. Like, I could not leave my life and my daughter for 30 days. Like, my daughter has special needs. I am a mother and a caregiver. So, like, I could not do this. But with that said, if I am in this game that is now reduced down to 26 days and we are on day 23, I did not like Maria's reaction to it from a game perspective. And I am not sitting on Maria as a person. Let me very, very, very clearly state that.
Yeah, but
like, I felt
what did she do wrong from a game? She wasn't upset at Charlie.
I felt like it was, and I mean, I can't even imagine being in that scenario of being away from your family, because with your travel time and your time in Ponderosa, and I'm sure that they do make them quarantine probably a week now, you know, you are away from your family for a month at least with no contact. Okay. I cannot imagine.
Kiley, I don't understand the argument around her game, like the game impact, because there was no game impact.
Well, I don't think it necessarily. Charlie wasn't there to see her cry all afternoon, but other people were. And I just think from a game, I'm just telling you what I think. Okay, so from a game perspective, I think be upset for a minute, dry your tears, and move on.
Kiley, you don't cry.
You're going to get to hear from your loved ones in 3 days.
You know what? You two might have to agree with each other because I so disagree. I don't get that at all. It didn't do anything to her game because the only person that would have felt any certain way about it should have been Charlie. And she made it clear to herself and to us in the confessional and to Charlie, and I'm sure to everybody else on the island, that she felt like her heart was broken. It had nothing to do with Charlie.
So I don't understand letters from home anyway, because I'm playing the game for
heartless
days. No, it's a game for 26 days. We've been out here for like a month and a half, right? Like I remember distinctly one thing that I'll never forget is Sebastian having to pick 3 people in Ghost Island and Wendell volunteering to give up his spot to see his dad so he can go to Ghost Island. And he says when he goes, I didn't want to see my family. I didn't want to get that distraction. It's nothing but a distraction. Why do you want to see a loved one?
I don't think it's necessarily a distraction, but at this point in the game, like, I feel like the loved ones reward, make this the merge reward. Like, you've just met these people.
Kiley,
like, let's really bump up the stakes here. And like, I would much rather, if I were out there playing, like, knowing that I'm not going to get to hear from my family for another 10, 12 days, that makes it a little bit different. But I'm like 2-3 more days tops if I make it to the end. Like, I can
even
do
if
that.
it's 12 days.
It's been this long.
Jesse said he refocused and decided to cut Cody. We saw Charlie get refocused tonight or last night and say, you know what, if I'm going to play for these people back home, I got to get rid of Maria. Like, I don't know how true these things were in terms of like the letter triggering these things, but I'm coming in laser focused anyway. I don't need to see a letter from my partner or from my mom, or if I had kids, from my kids. I don't need to see that for me to like stay locked in. So if I'm playing one of these games, I'm playing the game regardless. I don't want to be, that's why I say a distraction. I don't want to have them now on my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there are very, very extreme circumstances where it's it's that crucial for you to hear from
Correct.
him. Like Adam Klein is about the only one that I can think of.
Correct.
No, Kylie.
Off the top of my head, there are a couple in Australian Survivor that are a little more at the top of mind because I just watched those seasons where, like one of them found out his wife is pregnant, like found out in a family, like I think it was a call home because they don't do a family visit until the final 3. But something like that, that's really cool and neat. And, just getting to, it's a little bit of a different circumstance than that. But for the most part, and I'm not saying anybody's family is less important than anybody else's. There are just extreme circumstances where I feel like it's a crucial need to know.
Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get, Kevin, what you're saying, that it's a distraction. If anything, it's a motivation. It is that refocus. And, that's probably just my own opinion. If I would get a letter from my nephews, like it would make all of the pain, all of the hunger, all of the fighting, all of the mental, like it would give an hour of complete happiness and solace. And in a game that is truly based on pain, which is what Survivor is, physical and mental pain for 26 days, having that hour of peace is significant. So I don't get it. I think it's really easy for us.
Let's look at it on the reverse side, where we see Maria is very, very upset by not being picked, even though she says that she's okay and she understands, but she's still very upset and she's very hurt.
Upset, not at Charlie. Upset at
I don't think she's upset at Charlie necessarily, but she is upset that she was not picked. And even though they had this agreement, in her heart of hearts, she probably still wanted Charlie to pick her.
She should have won.
Okay, but Maria uses it in the opposite of like, I, did not get to have that reward and this fueled me. Like I was so ready to go into the immunity challenge and I use that to drive me to win.
Sheldon, question for you. You win the immunity challenge. You find out there's loved ones' letters. What do you do if you're Charlie?
I would bring Maria.
I wouldn't have won this.
Well, probably because you probably would have done the challenge. Well, but
that actually, look, I one of the biggest mistakes I think that we've seen from Maria and Charlie so far is that they have been winning, particularly Charlie. I think it is going to be his demise. So, and I think it will be Maria's demise.
I would say, like going into Survivor, I would try not to lay too many, I will never do this type of restrictions on myself. And I think the only one that I would really, really try to adhere to is I am not going to win the loved ones visit. And I'm not.
You didn't know though. But you didn't know. You didn't he says it after he won. So you didn't know.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. So you won. So Kylie, you've now won. Jeff says I'm going to make it a little tougher on you.
Well, you got to know. You got to know that it's coming. Like you're at the final 6. It hasn't happened yet. You're going to the sanctuary.
In this situation, though, I'm asking you guys, you already won. You both already won. So what are you doing?
I think I take the people that I need to keep beside me and the people that I need to keep away from me or away from other people at the beach. I think
that is basically what Charlie does. He justifies it well with the pizza reward. But like this was a really good opportunity for him to have Liz and Kinsey to himself where he can have a conversation without Maria, because as we know, moving on to number 3, will she, won't she?
Hold on. I want you to go back one more. I have an idea. If I'm Charlie, I probably would have asked Jeff, if I give up my letter, can everyone else get theirs? Because
and I'd be like, kiss ass.
100%. But like, this is the reason I'm doing this.
But
like
I mean, what would be your reason for it?
Well, like I just said, I truly do. I'm locked in, right? I'm days away from trying to win this game. We're at the final 6. As you said, Kylie, we're a couple days from seeing. If I'm Charlie, I'm a couple days from seeing my girlfriend in the flesh, right? So I don't need that letter from her today. So maybe I could buy some goodwill for this situation.
I think, to me, like the giving up of the loved one's reward like that, to me, it would do the opposite effect. I'd be like, this schmuck.
So Sheldon, you were what?
I'd be afraid to actually give it up. I think I think it's far easier, and I understand in this situation they didn't know that the loved one thing was coming, but I would rather lose it than have to make any choice, and I would rather make it someone else's choice to take me.
Well, that's it. You're already in the situation now.
Yeah.
You're already Charlie. You're in the situation.
And I think Charlie did the exact right thing, and I don't think he should have given up.
But you would have taken Maria. So how did you? I said, if you're Charlie, you're taking Maria.
So the truth is, I actually am not sure I would have taken Maria. I think particularly in this situation, because they had the agreement that they're not taking each other from a game perspective. So I don't think I would have taken Maria, but I wonder if I didn't have that agreement with Maria, if I would have taken Maria. I most certainly would have taken Liz.
Yeah. She hasn't eaten.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, so at the reward, he does lay out to Liz and Kenzie, like, if Maria does not win, this is the time we have to do it. Kenzie does throw this little line in there, which I think is interesting, but like, not only does Maria keep winning all these challenges, but did you see her make fire too?
Yeah.
So let's get into our third point. Will she? Won't she? He? Okay. So we have a Charlie on the reward. He is talking about it with the girls, even though he introduced it, the episode before also. But hey, we need to take the shot at Maria if she's available. Mm-hmm. By contrast, we don't know where Ben is in this situation, okay?
Completely missing. Completely missing. The guy doesn't exist.
Q and Maria are out in the woods. They are looking for an idol because Q feels the pressure is on him. And I am shocked that we are 31 minutes into this podcast just now mentioning Q. All right. So Q thinks he needs to find an idol, and him and Maria are out searching. As we all know, Q does find the idol. He tells Maria because Maria's his girl. Don't tell anybody, Q, but whatever. Okay. That's neither here nor there. During this conversation where Q has shown Maria his idol, Maria's like, maybe now's the time to take out Charlie. And she broaches it with Q. Because Q says, if you win immunity, I'm going to play the idol. If I win immunity, I'm going to play the idol for you. And Maria sees this moment of like, this is it. This is the time where I'm going to take out Charlie. I'm going to make the move. I'm going to take out my number one. I didn't think it was ever going to come to this. What do y'all think?
Well, we saw this with Kenzie and Tiffany. Like, what is this thing about taking out your number one? And, it's the right move, by the way. I
think at Final Six, it's the right move.
This is the right move, particularly in this situation where I think, as Kenzie said at Tribal Council, you cannot vote out the one that's your lap dog or your cute little dog. He is too lovable to bring to the end. For better or worse, Maria is not that lovable. I love Maria, actually. I think she's a fantastic human, and I feel like if I would be in the game, I would want to play with Maria and work with her. But this is absolutely the right move. My question, though, is has Maria been overestimating her role in all of the vote outs and underestimating Charlie's role? And what I mean by that is, did she really feel that she had more sway on people than Charlie did?
I don't think she is overestimating herself. I think she's accurately reading where she is at and what other people's perceptions are of her. However, I don't think it's a good thing that she's doing that because she's making her target really, really big and red and multi-layered. Girl, I want to get you out because you have played so good. You have, driven the votes and you have been the decision maker. And Charlie's done a really, really excellent job of minimizing his threat level behind Maria.
But if that's true, shouldn't the strategy be, I have my idol, you play your idol just in case? Like, isn't that the move here? Because then they are both safe. She's happy to go with him to the end. She thinks she could beat him.
Yeah, and I think she's probably right. I think the reason why no one is saying Ben's name is because they are all probably going to beat Ben.
Yep.
And with the people that are left in this episode, I think they all beat Ben.
That's rocking.
That does not rock.
That does
That
not
rock.
rock.
That
That
rocks.
does not rock. I think it's interesting because like I don't think they consider Ben or Kinsey problems.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't consider Kenzie a problem though.
They consider Liz a problem because they're just annoyed with her. Same thing with the Venus vote. It was an annoyance vote. I think as far as Q, Charlie, and Maria is concerned, they think one of the three of them can win this game. And that's kind of it. So,
Yeah.
that's why these other ones are not of concern. They're not necessarily right, but that's where I feel like that's where they're at with it.
Yeah.
How about the other side of this, of Charlie choosing this is the time to do Maria?
By the way, I loved the. You ever have you guys ever seen like a musical, like either a play or a movie? And you
Yes.
get the like the competing like climax songs
Yeah,
that they're
this is
singing.
what I was really
at the
talking
same
about with the editing. Like when Charlie and Maria are sitting on that boat and they are having these dual confessionals of like, I just don't know if he would do this. I don't know if she would do this. I was like, this is amazing editing. Like the
They're
way
sitting
that they
there.
put this together is
They're
so great.
singing to the moon.
I can't wait for my kids to meet Uncle Charlie. Meanwhile, she's like, fixing to stab you in the back.
They're singing to the moon in the scene as they sing a song about each other from opposite sides of the world. It was amazing. And
Yeah,
then both,
very,
like
very
you said, both of them saying, I think it's time. I think it's time. She would never do it to me. He would never do it to me. But I think it's time. And like you hear them like singing in unison. It's a split screen. I think it's time to vote out.
Yeah.
Is this the right move for Charlie?
Yes.
1,000,000% yes.
It's the right move for both of them. This is the right move for both of them.
I think it is less right for Maria, but only because I think the biggest benefit of taking Charlie out for Maria is if I'm Maria and I'm looking at everybody else, like, I don't think y'all can beat me in an immunity challenge if Charlie's not here.
How is Q not winning everything? I don't get
And the
this.
only person that might beat me in an immunity challenge.
Q isn't good at Survivor Carnival
games. See, the biggest thing is that even if Q beats me in the challenge, Q's not taking me out. So it's now time to sharpen the swords. It's time to have this be Charlie's exit plan.
I actually don't think I don't think it's a better move for I don't think it's a good move for Charlie.
It's absolutely, from now hearing Kinsey and Liz and Venus's perspective last episode, I think it is 1,000,000% the right move for Charlie, because they are definitely thinking that Maria is the one that is wearing the pants in the relationship.
You sold me.
What does Charlie even think he's doing? I think that Kinsey says that, which Kinsey has had a couple of bad reads on people, but that's the biggest one. We are seeing Charlie in the confessional, and so we know all of the things that Charlie is doing. And if Charlie makes it to the end, I think he's going to have to convince people of what we've all seen in his confessionals. And he's been very convincing to me as like an audience member. Is he going to be able to do it to a jury? I don't know. But I think it's easier for him to do it without Maria there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then also, sometimes, especially at this point, putting your biggest ally on the jury where, Maria heads off to Ponderosa and she's like, what? Y'all don't think Charlie is running this game? Let me tell you all the things Charlie is doing, especially if they have now, Charlie had the thoughts of getting out Maria. Maria obviously has written down Charlie's name. Like now, I don't even have to feel bad about it. Like we are publicly going at each other. And so if I, am able to get the upper hand on you and get you voted out of the game, I really think that either one of them in the jury is going to sing the other one's praises.
Yeah. I agree. I think that they have each other's back.
Yeah. And one other interesting side note is Maria has the potential to tie the most immunity wins by a woman next episode at the Final Five Immunity Challenge, which would be 4. I think it ties her with like
Parvati?
Chrissy. I don't think Parvati. I think it's like Chrissy Hoffbeck, Kim Spradlin, and maybe one other. I can't remember. Anyways, so. And then she has the potential to break it if she can win at 5 and win at 4. And I don't think any of us even had Maria making the merge. Like, you go, you bad mama. All right.
So the 4 are Kelly Wigglesworth for Borneo, Jenna Maraska, the Amazon, Kim Spradlin, One World, Chrissy Hoffbeck, Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers.
Yeah. Okay, well, I got half of them. Not bad. All right. So, moving on to our 4th and final topic, y'all. Play the damn idol 4.0.
6.0. 5.0.
No, 4.0.
This is 4.0. Crazy. All right, so like we talked about, we saw Q find the idol along with Maria, and he so confidently says, if you win immunity, I'm going to play the idol. If I win immunity, I'm going to play the idol for you. You and me are making it to the Final 5. So initially, after Maria has won immunity and we are back on the beach, we all know, watching the show, that all of those people are going to write Q's name down. Did y'all think there was a world where he was not going to play this idol?
Bro, back to editing.
Tell us. Kevin, first, before you get into the editing, tell us about the reaction at the live event.
So the editing, they show us the votes, and in the room there's murmurs because they showed us everyone's vote.
Yeah.
So this is coming down to whether the idol is played or not. And we're sitting there, and the tribal council goes, there starts to be some murmurs as they're showing, there's a gasp because they're showing everyone's vote. The votes are on cue. We see it. We hear Maria's words as she writes Charlie's name down. And so there's just anticipation because we understand that there's no rabbit in the hat. Yeah, there's no rabbit in the hat here. It comes up. They said, Jeff asked if you have an immunity idol that you want to play, now's the time to do so. The room starts to cheer. And then as he sits there stone faced, there's murmurs and then shock and then despair. Because the room was cheering for Q to play it. And when he doesn't play it, there's groans and no. And people were. It was
wild. I cannot believe it. I really, truly did not think that there was any possible way that Q was not going to play this idol. So when we see the conversation between him and Maria, where Maria is like, it's okay, you're going to see your name, but it's going to be all right. I was like, they're just showing us this because they don't want to give it away that it's a deadlock, that Q is playing this damn idol. He is not an idiot. He is playing the idol. He knows that these people don't love him and that his name has been on the chopping block for week after week after week. He's going to play the idol.
I didn't think he was going to play the idol. I honestly did not believe he was going to play the idol because I think the only person more confident than Q is Q. Like he believed it. He thought he was okay. He trusted in Maria. I think that he thought it was done. And by the conversations we saw him and Maria have, it didn't feel like slam dunks from everybody that were saying that they were voting Charlie. So I don't get it. It was such a bad read from both of them. I don't get it.
Yeah. And so listening to Q's exit press today, he did say that Maria would come and talk to him before every vote, hey, this is what is happening. Venus thinks that you're going home, and, straight up would tell him every single time. And so when Maria told him, you are going to see your name written down, he was like, okay, but this woman has not steered me wrong yet. Like, he had complete confidence in Maria.
As he should. As he should.
And he was right.
She had the read wrong.
Yeah.
She had the read wrong. That's all it was.
Wrong. I'm so disappointed. I did not like how this episode was shaping up in any way. I wanted the finale. I wanted to be greedy, y'all. I wanted the finale to have Q, this incredible character, by far my favorite character that we have gotten in the new era. My favorite. Yeah.
More than Jem?
Oh, yeah.
More than Jonathan?
I don't even like Jonathan. What are you talking about?
You like looking at him.
No, I don't. I
think Jonathan, what are you? Cancel Christmas. That's not what I remember from that season.
Kevin, you remember whatever you want to remember.
Sheldon, am I wrong? Sheldon, am I wrong?
I don't know. I think you liked looking at him just like I look. I like looking.
I thought he was impressive stature compared to everyone else on the season who are
tapes.
Wimps.
Check the tapes.
Impressive stature. That sounds like you're trying to say he's damn fine.
No, I've never said that Jonathan was fine. I don't think Jonathan is even a little bit fine.
Check the tapes.
We will absolutely check the tapes. I have no problem.
All I know is the hottest person on this season is Kenzie.
You're so strange. All right. So, anyways, I selfishly wanted Q, this wonderful personality, to make it through to the finale because I want to hear these confessionals from him for one more episode. Selfish. And I also wanted to have Charlie and Maria having their face off in the finale episode. I wanted both things. And so I'm very sad that I did not get what I wanted. I would not have
canceled
been
Christmas
if we had a Ben vote off here or a Liz vote off here. That would have been ideal.
Big mistake. Big mistake.
Is he selling his Q shirts?
Of course.
Q skirts?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a Q skirt. And I'm kidding.
Why would you do that? That's such a waste of cash.
I'm sure he had a shirt that says big mistake.
Oh, I would buy a big mistake shirt for real though.
I'm sure he's probably gonna get a shirt that says "Might as well cancel Christmas." He has catchphrases. This man went out here to market himself.
Yeah, he's great.
But
he'll be back for 50. He'll be back.
That one is so funny. Yep. So we unfortunately do not get Q making it through this. Fourth person in a row, although fifth person in a row with an advantage of some variety because we're all the blunders after Tevin have paled in, his little extra vote. No big deal. But yeah, I'm so disappointed to lose Q before the finale. But I do think it is fun that we are going to have the Kinsey, the Maria and Charlie going at each other, gloves off. We are ready to throw down and see who is going to reign supreme.
I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait.
I'm excited to see it. Like I'm kind of glad that in the next time on Survivor, they did not give us any of the reaction of Charlie, how it's going to go down. I'm interested to see how he reacts to Maria writing his name down because Maria was devastated. Like when Jeff is like final 5 and Kinsey and Liz are over the moon because they have finally gotten Q out of the game and they've made it to the final 5. Everybody is like, whoa. Charlie's a little bit pissed because his name just got wrote down twice. Maria is devastated because
she was
her whole game was blown up. She had to show her hand. I do want to show y'all this though before we jump out of here. We got here a big mistake t-shirt. That is so cute. I love
got
that.
a cancel Christmas hoodie.
How much is a t-shirt these days?
$35.
It's not worth $35.
We got a Q hat. We got the cancel Christmas t-shirt. Q skirts. Luxury.
All right. Enough
kangaroo
products. He is going to have to pay us to continue to plug his merch. But it's out there, y'all. Not shopping.
What's our rate, Kylie?
A free shirt. $30 an episode. Okay.
I'll take 60%, just like in fornication. What is it called?
I have no idea what you're talking about. All right.
You
So,
know what I'm talking about.
it is time for us to talk about our winner picks. Let's just talk about our predictions for the finale in general. Let's start with that, actually. Let's talk about our predictions for the finale. Who do y'all think is most likely going out at 5?
Maria.
Yeah, I mean, I think the running is on the wall for Maria. If she does not pull off an immunity win, I definitely think she is public enemy number 1, and we're going to see her go down. I did find out last night that I am apparently rooting for Maria to win, because when that immunity challenge was happening, like knowing Q had found the idol, and then we just had to find a way to get Maria safe too, I was pulling for her so hard in the immunity challenge. I was like, oh, I think I'm a Maria stan. Maybe because of her alliance with Q. But Maria has played a really good game, and a little bit different for her archetype, because she has been a little more assertive. And you do typically think of the older, I'm using quotation marks here because she's like 5 years older than me, the older woman, mother, be not mother, but mama, being Mama J or Mama C.
She's a comp beast. Like this,
Yeah.
she's beating these young men. Like it's insane.
She's a comp beast. She is driving the strategy. She's determining the vote. She's pulling off blindsides. So impressed with Maria.
And
so
by the way,
I'm rooting for her, y'all. I can't help it. That's what I want to
she's
win.
also a really good narrator. Like I love her confessionals. She's fantastic.
Yeah, I really like Maria.
I don't actually know. I don't watch Twitter, so I don't know what you're talking about. People shitting on her. Leave her alone. She's a wonderful player. She's a great character. Leave her alone.
Who are you talking to? You said you don't read Twitter, so then how would you know?
Kiley said it earlier on.
You can always believe everything I say.
Leave Maria alone.
Yeah,
All
leave
right,
Maria
Chris Coffer.
alone. Stop Maria.
Who's in 4th? Charlie?
I think that we lose Charlie, because Charlie loses Maria and everybody else is looking around and they're like,
the only difficulty with that, Kiley, is that somebody else has to win immunity and Charlie has to lose fire. So who could beat Charlie at fire?
Wait a minute though. I want to you two, we came on here 5 episodes in, and you guys had a funeral here for Survivor, the show, the game itself.
There. It's a different time.
Because I hear enthusiasm in both of your voices. There's excitement here.
Kevin, this has been a great season post-Banu. Post-Banu lunacy, literally. This has been a wonderful season.
Wonderful season. However, I think it is shaping up to be a bit of a boring final 3, okay?
Okay, Kiley, I want you to hold on right there. I think that's the final 3 when there's so many people that know how to play the game now. Yeah. I think that's just what happens. So, okay, I was at this live event, as we talked about, and I talked to Carla, and that was something that me and her were talking. Carla from 43. We were talking about how there's a lot more game players, so they have more sense to get out the people that are going to beat them, if you will, that have.
Which is why we are seeing Kenzie trying to turn on Tiffany. We are seeing Maria and Charlie going against each other. And I think you're probably right. But,
the best player doesn't always win Survivor. And
very rarely wins Survivor.
And I was going to say that's been the case for a while now. But in the 40s, in the new era, it's so much.
Erica deserved it. Gabler deserved it.
So I didn't see any names.
I am maybe hot take here, whatever. I don't care. The only new era winner that was the best player on their season is D. Yeah,
D, and even D, I think is in the running with Mama J, and she clipped her. She clipped her earlier. That was so it became a pretty simple waltz for her, because she was playing such a dominant game, and they were in an alliance together, and so it becomes. But even if you go back further, right? They make Tony and Sarah go to fire in 40. In 39, Lauren Ashley Beck is playing a better game than Tommy. That's the truth. But then Tommy has a sense to go with Dean and Nora. You know what I'm saying? Like 38. Who wins 38?
Nora should have won. Whatever. F y'all.
Who wins 38? Who wins 38?
Island of the Idol guy.
Yeah,
No, that was 39.
I don't know.
I know that was Tommy. 38 off the top of my head.
Chris Shepard.
Chris comes from Age of Extinction, right? But he
lies to Rick Devens and
not a liar in Survivor.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's been a case for a while that the best player may not necessarily win, but I think in the new era we have just so many good players that are aware of how the game goes. So you're talking about a lackluster finale, if you will, or final three.
No, I don't think the finale itself. I said the final three.
The final three, yeah. Lackluster
because
final three.
I truly believe the final three is going to be Kinsey, Liz, and Ben, and we're going to see Kinsey win unanimously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about unanimous. I think Ben gets a vote.
I do sort of wonder about
differentiate.
I do sort of wonder how this happens around Charlie A losing an immunity, and also, which means Liz.
Well, there is a chance that Charlie loses at 5 or goes out at 5.
Right. And so that does make a little bit more sense, except I have a feeling they're going to want to get rid of Maria first because of that comment about her fire making skills.
And another thing that I don't think is outside of the realm of possibility is that Maria is in the final 3 and people are off put by her, like Venus, like whoever goes out next potentially, maybe a Liz, maybe Kinsey, I don't know. And that Maria just does not get the votes at the end. Like, especially if say Liz goes out next and she ends up in the final 3 with Kinsey and Ben, let's say, I think that there's a chance that they're a little bitter towards Maria and that she loses the vote to Kinsey, not unanimously. I think Maria will get a couple votes. And there is also the scenario that somehow Charlie and Maria both make it through, and they make it through with Kinsey, and they kind of split their votes, and Kinsey wins by like a 2-2-3. Is that enough people?
Possibly. I think there's just so much stuff shaping up for next week's episode. I'm pretty excited for it. This week, I think this was a good episode for all 3 of our people. In theory, for me and Kiley's people, Charlie and Maria, much shakier ground. The strongest, probably Kinsey's strongest episode, and she didn't have to do much. So,
and even more like thinking about reading the edit, which I'm always wrong on. So take that with a grain of salt. Everything that I'm about to say.
Can we roll out our draft picks?
Hold on one second. But I think that part of the reason why we're not getting as much Ben and Liz is because we know Survivor has a very, very hard time editing a social game. I don't think that they can showcase 3 social games. And if Kinsey is our winner, they had to find a way to highlight her social game over Ben and Liz. And so Ben and Liz are going to have to end up with a shit edit in order to give Kinsey, the potential winner, a good edit.
I'll also say, Liz, that's a great point, Kiley, but Liz has been growing on me. I don't know why.
Yeah, Liz is also a really fun character. She is because of the food situation.
She's been great. They've all been fun. This is a rocking season.
It has been a wild, wild ride.
This rocks.
The good news is we will see Q again. We will see Q on multiple television shows. So hopefully you like him because he is here for the long haul. We're going to see him. We are probably going to next see him on 50. Actually, no, I think we're going to see him on the challenge before we see him on 50.
He can't win challenges, though.
I want to see him
on the challenge.
I want to see him on Traders.
I
So
want to
that
see
would be
him
the
on.
funniest.
I want to see him in that damn castle wearing some tartan plaid. I want to see him playing Snake in the Grass. I want to see him on RuPaul's Drag Race. Literally any television show you can get Q on, I
Bro,
want him there.
okay.
You want to
Give
see
me a
him on
second. Give me a second.
RuPaul's Drag
Give me a
Race.
second. Give me a
Okay.
second. Okay.
Oh,
Just
God.
I want you to see. I guess before we get off, I want you to see this in your mind. Q going to Jag and saying to Jag.
Who's Jag?
So Jag,
Big Brother.
yeah, Jag. Who do you think is the traitor? Do you think America could be a traitor? We play on the same show. I don't know. Big mistake, Jag. Big mistake.
Guess what, y'all? Jag is a traitor. He would not give up America. And I am willing to bet the farm that Jag is a traitor. He is just great. We are either going to see him on Survivor 50 or we're going to see him on the Australian US version. I want him on both.
And if you don't think Jag's a traitor, you might as well just cancel Christmas, because that is definitely, and then you gonna be next. If you don't vote Jag right now, you gonna be next. It'll be
he is just a phenomenal character. I did a 180 on him because I did not like him at the beginning of the season. I thought he was condescending. I just didn't know. I didn't understand him yet.
I tried to explain him to you. Can y'all just tell me how right I was about this season, please?
No.
Thank you.
It's not ever going to happen. Yeah. So
you were wrong about you know who.
Tiffany.
We have to make we didn't do our apology.
As I've stated time and time again, I was wrong on my initial assessment of Tiffany. When I first saw her parade interview, I was incorrect. So were you, Sheldon. Hold on. Sheldon, you were also wrong.
We were wrong, and we apologize to you, Tiffany. We are sorry.
But the moment that the episode was done, I came on here and I gave a mea culpa because I knew that this woman was a game player. I said from that moment, Q and her are locked in. They're cerebral. They are here to play the game. And we've seen it time and time again throughout the season. So shouts to Tiffany. Fantastic player. We were wrong. Hope to see her on the GOAT or some other show down the road.
I'll see you in the Snake in the Grass.
Snake in the Grass.
I'd love to see her play Survivor again. There's a lot of people I want to see make it onto 50.
Okay,
it literally just depends on what the theme is. I got lots of opinions. So
more importantly, Kiley, who's left on your draft team?
So I have Ben.
Very nice. Kevin, who's left on your draft team?
Maria.
Oh,
it's pretty big. And Sheldon, who's left on your draft team?
Everyone else.
The winner.
Sheldon's first 3 picks from the draft were Charlie, Kinsey, and Liz.
And who is 4?
I don't know.
I think that Sheldon might have checked out some spoilers, Kiley. I'm just saying, this is
heavily leaning on Sheldon knows who the winner is from the beginning.
Oh, we might have got him.
Listen, I by trade am a professor, and my academic integrity is very important to me. I did not cheat. I would not cheat. I have not cheated. Thank you.
I would literally cut a bitch if they spoiled Survivor for me. Like Big Brother, I want the spoiler immediately.
Well, that's part about Big Brother, that there are no spoilers because it's happening live.
I'm saying,
while we're doing it.
Never be an episode only watcher. Like I need to know.
I need feeds, baby. That's why I didn't watch Canada.
Yeah, so that is not for me. I'm not about that life. But if you spoil Survivor, I would absolutely riot.
Yeah, spoil the challenge all day, but do not spoil Survivor for me.
The challenge, I already know the whole boot order for season 40 that isn't going to air for like 6 more months. Don't care. I'm still going to enjoy it just the same because sometimes it takes so long to produce. I forget who wins anyways. Except I know who wins.
Kevin, Kiley, what are you guys doing Sunday evening?
Speaking of the challenge, we should be back this Sunday. Brandon permitting. I spoke with Brandon. He said he'll be back this Sunday. to chat with me and Kiley about the last 2 episodes of the challenge. If we do go, it will be at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Texas. So join us for that. And then also, go ahead.
I know you go.
Well, I was going to say this summer we'll be back covering Big Brother
July 17th premiere. Can't wait.
Yep.
But more importantly, we will be back next Thursday, same time, same place, to talk about the finale of Survivor 46. It's been a great fun ride. I'm excited for the finale. I do think we are going to have a good winner.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody that's left is a top tier winner, but I think we can. I think no matter what.
I think Charlie is a top tier.
I think Charlie's playing a fantastic game.
I think Charlie's played a good game.
I
don't think he's a fantastic winner. Okay.
Okay.
But that's my opinion, and that's what we do here. We give opinions.
Yeah, but you're so wrong sometimes.
She's been wrong this whole season.
No.
Yeah, check the tapes. We're checking the tapes. You've been wrong all season.
Okay, Mr. Tiffany's gonna suck. Let's not even get into that one.
Yeah, me and Sheldon both said that. You said Ben was gonna be the first one out. You said Ben was gonna be the first one out.
And he's in the final 3.
Guess what? I said that Ben sucks. And guess what? Ben does suck at Survivor. He's not good at it. Okay? I wasn't wrong.
You said Hunter was gonna win.
Yeah, I thought Hunter was gonna win.
You said Hunter was good.
No.
I'm sorry. We were all wrong about Hunter too.
Right.
I didn't say that. I said all this man cared about was school. I said all this man cared about was school.
No, but as we watched him play, we were like flawless.
I was not. Check the tape.
No, we were like, nobody was like,
check the tape.
All we were talking about was,
we've got digital. There hasn't been tape in 20 years.
What are you talking about? We're live every week.
Don't drop it like it's hot on the stripper pole, Hunter. This ain't it. All right. But anyway, I'm excited.
I can't wait until next week. Hopefully, we'll get the details on the next Survivor couple, Tevin and Hunter, engaged. Let's go.
Get out of here. That's not
a
rumor. That's incorrect. Been debunked by both Hunter and Tevin.
Nah, I would say the same. I wouldn't want that attention on such a beautiful couple.
I think they have a great friendship. I think that they both debunked the dating rumor.
Oh, they debunked. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're losing control here, so it's time to sign off. We will see all you guys next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.